Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of the Mannschrecks.
Hey everyone, it's a commentary on Christian life and culture from a pastor's wife and her sidekick.
That's me.
I'm your favorite host, Sarah Mannschreck.
And I'm that other one, JJ Mannschreck. Are you ready to approach the news desk?
I am, yes.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so my first story is an interesting story. It happens frequently, but this one was somewhat noteworthy. It was a story about a woman who gave birth at a McDonald's in Atlanta.
Oh my gosh. I saw this story and I love it.
This news story comes from AP and it says, not just fast food. Baby comes quickly at Atlanta McDonald's.
Well done, AP. Well done.
The staff has nicknamed the baby Nugget.
Yes.
So a woman was in the car with her fiance who was driving her to the hospital on Wednesday when they stopped at the McDonald's so that she could use the bathroom. Little, just something to think about. When you're in labor and it feels like you have to go to the bathroom, it probably means that your body needs you to sit down for a second so you can start pushing. Okay? So there's probably a good reason you shouldn't stop to go to the bathroom if the hospital is your intended location to have the baby.
Gosh. On their way to the hospital, I need to go to the bathroom.
Right. So the woman runs into the bathroom and then started screaming immediately. The restaurant manager came in to see what was happening.
Oh, wow.
Well, you saw a pregnant woman waddle into the bathroom and then she starts screaming. Pretty likely that the woman is probably giving birth. The woman goes in, sees feet under the door, and then opens the door. There's a woman screaming, "We're having a baby!" And so she calls in two of her other workers to come in and assist. Call the dad in. The women helped coach her through it, and dad caught the baby. But it's just...
Well done, Dad.
Yeah, it's 15 minutes. Her water broke while she was going to the bathroom. She started screaming, and then
15 minutes later.
Baby came 15 minutes later.
Good for... I mean, wow, that's an amazing labor. I mean, it's a bummer that it wasn't like in a sanitary place or whatever, but 15 minutes later...
I hope their bathrooms were sanitary. Otherwise, they were not correctly filling out that little bathroom checklist that they have to put on the back of every single fast food restaurant door.
Oh my gosh, McDonald's. A McDonald's baby. I'd just like to, that's part of your story. You, you're like, I was born right here, right there, over there, in that bathroom.
I can't imagine. Like, a couple of my kids will be like, I was born in that living room, right there.
Yep.
That's where I was born. But that kid will be like, hey, my nickname's Little Nugget, and they give me free food every time I come in.
Oh, they better. That kid gets free food for life.
Oh my
I was
gosh.
born here. I own this place, right? Isn't that... You
owe me. I just think it's so funny, because, the baby was born, and then the staff decided to nickname the baby Little Nugget.
Oh, I cannot get enough of that. That is so...
It's just so random.
Well, and I feel like it's probably her first baby, and just the not knowing that feeling means that you're getting ready to push, right? It's like, oh, I have to poop. No, you don't. You have to push a baby out. Like, if you're in labor and you feel like you have to poop, it's not you have to poop. That's not what that means.
Those are the same muscles that your body's going to use
your body is
to propel that baby from you. I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Well, and see, if I was the dad and I'm rushing you to the hospital, right? And you say, I have to go to the bathroom, my brain would think, we'll go at the hospital. You know what I mean?
I know.
They've got toilets.
Unless the argument was, hold on, I really want a double cheeseburger.
Yeah, no.
Don't ever deny the pregnant woman the double cheeseburger.
I don't know. I guess I'm thinking and that's probably like roadside baby. If you recognize the impulse for what it is, it's like, oh, I got the feeling that means baby's coming. Or
at least Dad had the assistance of the McDonald's workers instead of just having to do it solo by calling the 911 dispatcher and be like, coach me through having a baby.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Good for Dad for catching baby after 15 minutes. Good for Mom for popping that kid out. I mean, that's awesome. But next time.
And good job, Little Nugget.
And good job, Little Nugget. You made it. Your birth location is kind of a bummer.
Oh, it's just so crazy.
Where were you born? I was born in a car on the side of the road, or I was born somewhere amazing, and nope. McDonald's.
Hey, at least it was a McDonald's bathroom and not a Taco Bell bathroom.
Yes, that is a step up. If you had to pick. All right, xray image captures stowaway cat in JFK passenger's luggage.
A cat?
A cat.
Did the person know the cat was in there?
That's unclear. So the TSA Twitter account posted this, and I have to read it to you because it's so painful. It says, "We're letting the cat out of the bag on a historic find. This cat had our baggage screening officers at the airport saying, 'Come on, meow. Feline like you have travel questions. Reach out to our friends.'"
I feel like the TSA's Twitter page was like tanking on followers and likes, and it wasn't trending. So someone was like, "How many really bad cat puns can I use in one post?"
"Feline like you have travel questions. Reach out to our friends. Ask TSA." They are available every day, 8 to 6 p.m. What? So first off, why does the TSA have a Twitter account?
That's a valid question.
That's just not a group of people that I feel like, would need a Twitter account.
Agreed.
Security staff at New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport noticed something unusual in the right X-ray of a traveler's bag. A stowaway cat. I have to show you the picture. It's very evident there's a cat in that bag. The Transportation Security Administration said agents monitoring the baggage X-rays at the port noticed what appeared to be the outline of an animal. The bag was opened by a TSA officer who was shocked to see a live orange cat inside.
Oh, look at that. Look.
TSA agents told Delta Airlines about the discovery. The airline was able to locate the owner of the bag, who was preparing to fly to Orlando. The bag's owner said the cat belonged to another member of his family. The man was able to rebook another flight for the next day so that he could take the cat home.
Wow, that's random.
So didn't get on his flight. I'd be so mad. Like, you visiting family.
Dude, Bob, your cat climbed into my freaking bag. Like,
now I gotta come home, bring you this cat.
Here is your cat. You owe me big time.
A stowaway cat. That's amazing.
And of course, like, that's like the perfect place for cats to climb into. They like small spaces like that. Boxes, bags,
it's cozy
anything.
in here
They
with all these
snuggle
clothes.
inside, lay down. How did he not check the bag before he zipped it up? Like,
cats are sneaky, though. I'll say.
This bag seems much heavier than it was last time I packed it.
It really is amazing how much there's like. So they have the X-ray image, right? And the cat takes up a big chunk of it. And I assume there's like clothes all around because you don't see the clothes on the X-ray image. There's a lot of junk in this luggage, And there's like a metal, maybe like a thermos or something, and then like bottles of shampoo and like maybe a hairdryer, and there's a ton of stuff in the
That's so
luggage.
Weird.
But yeah, there's a cat curled up. It's not good for a cat to be put through an X-ray machine, right? Like
I can't imagine it's good for the cat to be zipped in a suitcase without breathing air. Like,
yes, that is very true. Well, if it was.
Well, what if they just toss the suitcase into the trunk of the car? What if they just toss the suitcase onto the belt like that poor cat?
Oh, poor thing. But I mean, that's kind of the whole story. There was a cat that snuck into a dude's luggage, and it just made some TSA people go crazy. And then also led me to realize that TSA has a Twitter account, which I don't. Who's following them? Like, oh man, I love the TSA so much. I gotta follow
us for more tips on travel.
I will follow them for their cat puns.
I won't. Those were bad.
They were terrible. Perfectly awful.
Oh, you're trying too hard.
Oh, it was bad. All right, what do you got?
Okay, so my next story is not quite as exciting, but did you see this on NPR article? Steve Jobs' worn-out Birkenstocks sell for $218,000. Did you see that?
I did see that. I think it's the weirdest thing ever.
I just was like, what?
Birkenstocks, which I always thought that was a type of sock. But Birkenstocks are those like slippers. I mean the
they're the nice leather sandals. You thought they were slippers?
Yeah, no, not slippers. Socks. Birkenstocks. I thought they were like really thick wool stockings. If you had asked me Birkenstocks,
it's like a German. Okay.
I knew nothing.
Good job. Anyways, okay, so this thing that just says Steve Jobs sandals sold for $218,750 at an auction. Their present odor is unknown. I mean, these things are in rough shape, man.
They're worn out. Like, they're his old
I mean, you
sandals.
can wear Birkenstocks for a long time, but these are, like, worn. It says the brown suede Birkenstock Arizonas were worn by Jobs in the 1970s and 80s during, quote, many pivotal moments in Apple's history, according to the auction house.
Weird. It's weird.
It's like buying someone's underwear.
Yeah, it's weird.
But it's just weird.
Like, Birkenstocks, so that now I know are sandals, but they are like...
Now you know they're sandals.
$200,000, right? Like, you go to college twice for that.
It's It says the sandals were previously sold for a mere $2,000 at an auction in 2016. Why have these been auctioned off so many times? And why are people paying exorbitant amounts of money for a pair of worn-out shoes?
Because I feel like people think it's a big
Do you
deal.
think that there's like magical
Yeah.
dust on here that's going to give you like superpowers or something? Like,
That you put on the magic Birkenstocks and Steve Jobs.
I feel like there's a
genius
movie here somewhere.
floods into... Wait, that's like Mike.
We need to get this like sent to Hollywood. The
Steve.
magic.
The sequel to... A sequel to Like Mike, where he puts on those Nike shoes that were zapped by electricity and gave him Michael Jordan's ability. Right? Only this is way nerdier. You put on the Birkenstocks and you become this weird hippie who comes up with crazy, awesome tech.
Oh boy, that just doesn't sound like something I would ever want.
No. Was that little Bow Wow in that movie?
It was.
Wow,
I actually
Like Mike, way
really
better.
liked that movie.
Oh, it's a fun premise, but Steve Jobs Birkenstocks. What on earth do you do with Birkenstock? Like, these are Steve Jobs's Birkenstocks. That's like,
You put them in an airtight box and you display them because you're a ridiculously wealthy person who has nothing better to do than buy a person's old nasty shoes.
I just feel like there's no version of that where you display them and someone doesn't think you're a weirdo. You know, you're like, look, I have Steve Jobs' Birkenstocks, and everybody just kind of goes, oh.
Yeah, eyebrows everywhere.
Why do you
Oh,
have that?
That's really something,
I'm
Bob. Why?
I'm
Why do you-
uncomfortable now.
Why do you have the Birkenstocks?
What?
So there's a cat in your suitcase.
You paid what? There's a cat in your suitcase, and you paid how much? You paid enough for a house?
Oh my gosh, I can't.
These
Like,
old
that's
sandals?
insane. There are people that pay that much for houses, and you're sitting there buying Steve Jobs' old Birkenstocks that probably smell like toe jam.
All right, Russian comedians trick Polish president with a prank call over a missile attack.
Prank? What?
So, Russian comedians call the Polish president pretending to be Emmanuel Macron, the president
Yeah.
of France. They
Okay.
pretend to be him. They call the Polish president, and I don't know how to say the guy's name, Andrzej Duda. His name is Andrzej, and I am so sorry for not saying that right. I just don't know how to put those consonants together.
Language is hard for him.
They tricked him into giving out sensitive information after a missile exploded in eastern Poland last week.
Wow.
So, Russia-Ukraine battle going on, and that's real close to Poland. A Ukrainian missile went, like, the wrong way into Poland, and it exploded near Poland. At least that's what the story is, right? And so these comedians called in to the Polish president to talk about the missile, the Ukrainian missile, the real, like, thing.
Right.
And they convinced him to talk about it, which he's not supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Obviously.
That's sensitive information.
Duda's office has confirmed that he was put through last week to a person claiming to be France's president. Officials said that it was one of many international calls that the president received just after the missile hit in eastern Poland, close to the border with Ukraine, killing 2 men. NATO and Poland's leaders have said that the missile most likely came from the Ukrainian air defense system that was fired in a response to a barrage of Russian attacks on Ukraine's energy infrastructure. So Russia's been bombing, sending the missiles. Ukraine has a defense structure that shoots those missiles out of the sky, and you kind of like shoot missiles with missiles or something like that. And one of their missiles went into Poland. Duda has launched an investigation into how the pranksters could have been patched through in the second prank played on the president by the duo.
What?
This is not the
This is
first
not the first time? Oh my gosh.
Vladimir and Alexei in 2020, they talked to him pretending to be the UN Secretary General. So it's like they keep calling the Polish.
Did they not block this number? Or, like, if they do, don't you know, like, never accept a phone call from someone claiming to be someone they say they are. Always call them directly yourself.
In a new recording posted on YouTube, Duda can be heard thanking a man who he believes to be Macron for calling. Speaking in English, Duda gives details of the missile incident and of his plans to request NATO consultations while being very careful not to inflame the situation with Russia. For more than 7 minutes.
7 minutes? Wow.
Duda, sounding stressed, tells the caller that the U.S. President Joe Biden does not blame Russia for the missile incident, but that Ukraine President Zelensky insists it was a Russian-launched projectile. He says he himself is being extra careful not to blame Russia, but that Poland will seek security consultations with all of its NATO partners. first.
Wow.
So Ukraine was like, definitely it was Russia, and the U.S. was like, no, it was probably Ukraine. Opposition left party lawmaker says it's a disgrace for special services and for all those who should be checking who they allow to contact the top leader. They've been criticized on their lax security.
Wow. I can't imagine.
Like, on the one hand,
Super embarrassing for that guy, too.
very embarrassing for the Polish president. But on the other hand, it's like, I feel like it would be kind of a boring comedy prank. You know, like, pranks are usually funny when they're really obvious, right? And the other person's not getting it. But a 7-minute call with the Polish
That's just
president,
embarrassing.
I'd just be uncomfortable. I'd be like,
Right.
Mr. President, please stop.
This is no longer funny.
I'm not. Oh my
Fool
gosh.
me
he's
once,
actually-
shame on me. Fool me twice, strike 3.
He's probably not allowed to like answer his own phone.
Probably
anymore.
not. They're like, you know what? From now on, your phone rings, you hand it to us.
Well, and honestly, okay, so here's the thing. On the one hand, it's very embarrassing for him. But on the other hand, it's totally not his fault.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Like,
not
the
at all.
president does not handle his own phone security. Somebody is failing down the line.
True.
Who tells him, Mr. President, you have the president of France on the line. Was he supposed to not believe his secretary, whatever? Like, it's so not his fault. He picks up the phone and believes them when people tell him who he is. It's whatever his security team is or whoever's vetting calls.
Fire them. Just fire them.
Bad. Funny, but wrong.
Yeah.
Are you ready for sponsor of your life?
I am. So this past weekend, well, I guess it was last weekend now, we went to pick out a Christmas tree. We always try to aim for the weekend, after Thanksgiving, and we went on Friday and went to our local, it's not a you-pick tree farm. You don't get to go out and cut your own, but I really like their model because they're super helpful. They have a tree farm and they bring everything out to like their front area where they have like it's walk around and look at the different types of trees that they have already cut. And then we like them. They're super friendly. It's called Whispering Pines Tree Farm.
Morris Road in Flushing, Michigan.
Yeah, and it's just, it's a really nice place. They're super friendly, family-owned business. A lot of super helpful people. They'll tie it to your car and shake it down for you and honestly wrap it up. It's the nicest thing ever. And I think fairly priced. Like, I would say really good quality trees, always fresh. We've never had a tree that was dead.
Nope.
Like we did in the past.
No, they go out and cut them like that morning.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
Yep. There was fresh tree, beautiful. We've always enjoyed them. So yeah, big shout out Whispering Pines Tree Farm in Flushing. I really like them. They're very good, very friendly.
Getting a pine tree process is such a amazing piece of the Christmas holiday. I love it so much. It's like, well, and it's not just getting the tree. That was so easy. And honestly, after years of tying our own trees to our own roofs,
so glad to just walk away and let somebody else be like, no, totally, we'll tie it for you. Like,
yeah, you tip them and they do it for you, and it's amazing. And that there was like, it's a family business. The house is like right there.
Yep.
They hire some guys to like do the lifting and the hauling, but it is such an awesome little business. And then you bring it home and you do you put on the Christmas decorations. And like eggnog and Christmas carols, and it's a good
day.
Actually, I'm getting to a place where I love Thanksgiving, love family, love overeating, always good. But I'm getting to a place where like the Friday after the Christmas tree day for us is like maybe more. Yeah, it's like better than Thanksgiving. It's so
I
much
hate to
fun.
say it, like I am like very thankful, and I like the spirit of thankfulness that we should be cultivated in our hearts 365 days a year, not just on Thankksgiving. However, I really do I'm kind of indifferent to Thanksgiving as a whole. Like I like getting together with family.
That's the part I do.
Component that I like.
Yep.
Like I really enjoy family time.
Me
and
too.
Seeing family that you might not get to see any other time. And it's always nice to get together with people for a meal, whether it's Thanksgiving or just your general, Monday night during the week. But I don't have any strong feelings about Thanksgiving's fun. And
the weather was so good. We even went out and put the rest of the lights up.
We did. We hung the rest of our outdoor lights up.
It just was a very satisfying day.
It was a nice day.
The one downside to Christmas Tree Day, I'm just going to call it that, Christmas Tree Day, which is my alternative holiday for Black Friday. Some of y'all go to stores and do Black Friday. I have Christmas Tree Day. But the downside of Christmas Tree Day, I mean, it's wonderful, but it's just our family.
Yeah.
Right? The upside, so like in the pro column for Thanksgiving is the fact that it's with more family, which I love, being able to get together with like grandparents and great-grandparents and aunts and uncles and everybody. And so that part is, Thanksgiving's got that in the bag.
Oh, yeah.
But Christmas Tree Day is a new holiday I'm coming up with as I speak. Christmas Tree Day is still just, it was just amazing. That was just a great day.
It was.
Sponsor in my life, and I'm just going to be really generic about it, is Small Business Saturday.
Yeah.
I love, we've got this small town that we live in, Flushing. It's a beautiful town, but I just love supporting small businesses, and Flushing has a great chamber of commerce, and they put together like this whole packet for small business, and it's like, hit up all these places, here's all the extra discounts that they run on Saturday. Small Business Saturday, it's the day after Black Friday. It's so much fun. It was really cool. You went out, you did a bunch of Christmas shopping, and we just love supporting local businesses. So it's not even, I'm not even going to pick like one. You know, I love them all, and I love supporting small businesses, especially in small town America.
Yeah.
That's just a really important and powerful thing to do.
It is. Downtown Flushing is great small business community too.
Yeah,
I've
seen that, and I've seen that in a lot of places we've lived. But like when we were up in the UP, you could see that as well.
Oh, for sure.
Tight communities, you know, where people really support these small businesses. But Small Business Saturday, promoting the small businesses, and that is sponsoring my life, because it was really awesome to see a lot of posts from the different companies and different people going to them and supporting them. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, are you ready for our new... It's not even a game. It's our new bit. This is a brand new bit called The Internet Knows Everything.
Okay.
Basically, what we do here is I scour the internet for tutorials /YouTube / instructions on how to do something. And then we talk about it. There's so much stuff out there. The internet seems to know everything. So today I want to read you this Wikihow article for how to get ready for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Now there's entirely too much, so I'm going to skim. But it says, and please feel free to poke fun at the article, because that's what you should do.
Oh, okay.
All right, so there's 4 categories: planning gifts, setting the scene, eating your holidays away, which really I'm concerned about, and planning Christmas events.
Oh, okay.
All right, so planning gifts. Step 1, brainstorm gift ideas.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's very
yeah.
tricky. I didn't know that I needed to do that.
You have to do that, yep. Ask if a person has a wish list. While it may seem lazy, research has shown that people receiving a gift that they actually want makes them happier than if they were to receive a gift that a lot of thought was put into. Excuse you, WikiHow article.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Research has shown that all people are like Rachel from Friends. People receive a gift that they actually want. That makes them happier than if they receive a gift that a lot of thought was put into.
I disagree.
That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous.
That's so...
Yeah, right? Like, as I talked, your face just was like so like puzzled and then into angry.
Yeah, I have some strong feelings. I also don't feel like Christmas is all about the gifts. You should not be getting gifts simply to get people gifts, and you shouldn't be getting them something just because, like...
I think that may have been how I felt when I was a little kid, when gift giving was about what I got. It does say, however, if you do put a lot of thought into a gift, you may feel closer to the receiver, which is the whole point of giving gifts.
You shouldn't be giving gifts just to simply give a gift. If I'm sitting in a store and I'm looking, going, I just need to get something for mom. I just need to get something for mom. And then I'm just like, it doesn't even matter. I just need to get something. I grab the first thing I see. That is not the right way to give a gift. Yep. And that is definitely not the right reason to give a gift. And then the person who's receiving it is like, do you know me at all? Like
I just think if somebody gives you something that's close to what you wanted, right, and it's not quite right, I'm that guy who's like, nope, I'm going to accept the thing they gave me rather than exchange it for the 100% thing I wanted.
Oh,
right? Like, let's say
expand your mind.
Yeah,
try something new.
Let's say I wanted a watch that was like a particular type of watch, and they got me something close, but it wasn't exactly the one I wanted, but like it's like, let's say it's the exact same one, but it's like a slightly different color than the one I wanted. I'm going to keep it because that was the one that was a gift. And I don't know, that's just me. I just can't.
The only time I would return something is if it were the wrong size,
sure,
or it did not fit.
Mm-hmm.
For example, a couple of years ago, it was more than a couple of years ago. I think we were just married or something, and your mom gave me like a pair of slippers or something, and I literally looked at them. She was like, "I'm so sorry, you can exchange them." I looked at the bottom after I purchased them and realized they were wrong size, and they would not have fit me at all. So I did exchange them for the size that fit, but it's like the same gift.
Yeah.
Like I literally exchanged them for my size, but I wouldn't like if someone gave me a pair of slippers and I was like, "Oh, I don't want slippers this year." I wouldn't go to the store and be like, "Oh, I'm going to exchange it for something that I really want."
Store credit.
Like, no.
And that's what I meant when I said Rachel, because that's what she does.
Yeah, no. I knew what you meant. I was just like processing that, going, "This is a terrible.
This is bad.
This is bad information."
No, the internet knows everything. Okay. So number 2, make a list and check it twice. It's easy to get caught up in the holiday spirit, so prepare a list and a budget. Actually, that's a pretty good idea.
That's sound advice.
You do. You got to map it out, because otherwise you spend way too much money getting excited about one thing. Number 3, shop online if you want to avoid crowds. Do people still shop in stores? Is physical shopping still a thing?
I mean, we just talked about Small
That's
Business
true.
Saturday.
That's true. Small Business Saturday.
And that's a huge thing that I really am interested in supporting local. And here's my thing. I am all about going to the local stores to support your local economy or to buy it from a physical store. I'm really trying to avoid this year buying everything on Amazon.
Yeah.
I really do want to support local or support small businesses. I'm not saying that I'm going to be able to buy everything that I need at a local shop. And if I can't, I'll expand that to other small businesses that I know that are maybe, have an online base.
Well, I feel like we talked about this. Like, small businesses is not just places. Like, we live in a small town.
Yeah, it's not just local businesses.
But yeah, because there's a lot of small businesses.
I shop from a lot of small businesses online, and now they're located all over the United States. In whatever. I do shop in person a lot still, and I mean I got some great stuff the other day when I went downtown. So
yeah, so the recommendation for shopping online, it says, but you don't want to buy the perfect gift and have it arrive 2 weeks late, damaged, and only eligible for store credit. That would be a bummer.
Yes, it would.
So shopping online, be careful. Shop in person if you want to make sure the item is exactly what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. Shopping online can be risky because you may not get the chance to see and hold the item. Yes, 100% I agree with this. If the item is the wrong color, size, texture, you may not have time to return it. Like if you think you're buying something and then it's like labeled wrong or it's...
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. So, and I get that though. If you want something and you're like, no, I need to make sure it's the right one. I need the proof, right?
Yeah.
The picture's not enough. I don't trust.
If it's something very specific, like I feel like that's like something like someone has something on their Christmas list and it's very specific, and you're like, oh, this is like a dupe of it, or it's like very close but not exact, and you're like, I want to know if it seems the same, but you don't have the ability to physically hold it and look at it and compare, so you're like, oh, it's good enough, and then you order it and you're like, yeah, this is not at all what you thought.
I think the more you get burned by buying stuff online, the more you're like, I need to physically see
That's
it,
true. That's true.
All right, step 5 of preparing for Christmas. Begin a countdown. You may find many chocolate calendars that help you get into the Christmas spirit. They're called Advent calendars.
Nothing about an, quote, Advent calendar is in any way related to the concept of Advent. Other than the word... I have some strong feelings about celebrating Advent and little pockets of candy or gifts leading up to Christmas. I love the idea of counting down the days, especially for kids, because kids have no tangible concept of time. Time is really hard concept for kids.
For sure.
So, like making a paper chain to count down the days and tear a piece of paper chain off, or
that's cute.
something like that is good. But calling it an Advent calendar and then just giving kids candy every day or another gift when they're going to get gifts on Christmas, I don't like that. Like, it just doesn't...
This is a side of you I did not know. I didn't know you felt so strongly against
Well, and this is funny because
Advent
we
calendar.
Literally had an Advent calendar as kids. I remember it. My mom probably still has it in the basement. It's got a little Christmas tree on it.
Nice.
And we used to beg my mom to get all those candies.
Yeah.
Like, we would get, like, assorted, like, little tiny, like, peppermints and, like, mints and, like, they had like those foil wrapped candies that were like bears with like a soft fudgy center and like the little bells that were mint flavor and stuff, or like the Brock's chewy nougat mint candies. Like, we used to love Christmas candy because that was the only time we ever did it, was when we had it in the Advent calendar. But I don't know, it's just as I get older I'm like, why are we like, let's celebrate Advent, the coming of Jesus into the world, and let's do it by putting 25 different candies on a wall in a little pouch, and then you got to take it, like, That's not counting down. I don't know. I just, I have a great thing that I'm going to do for our kids this year that I like a lot better.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to do the, it's called a reading Advent countdown. And so what you do is every day there's a different Christmas book that you wrap and put under the tree. Like a
Bible story or a book?
Not a Bible story, just Christmas related books. A lot of them, the ones I have, a lot of them are in some way religious.
Sure,
like one of them's a little drummer boy, and then other one is like from a different focal point of like one of the animals.
But they're like kids books.
They're kids books. Yep, children's books. And so each day, it's just library books. You check them out from the library, you wrap it under the tree, and then you open it that day and read it. And then every day you can count down. So like when they wake up in the morning, you'll be like, oh, what's that under the tree? Open up the book. We'll read it together as a family.
That's so stinking cute.
And then we can just return them. And then the next day, it's like, oh, look, there's another one under the tree. Obviously, we're using a reusable drawstring bag because we don't want to be throwing wrapping paper away for 25 days.
Wow. So you just threw out like first an awesome idea, but then also like an eco-friendly way to do it and a cheap way to do it because of the library.
They're library books, yeah.
That was like a gorgeous little gift that we just
I just think it's way better than just a bunch of candy or gifts that, that's not the point of Christmas. And candy is not the point of Christmas either.
Yes. I totally agree, but also candy's awesome.
Oh, I think candy's awesome. But I think if my kids are sitting there every day going, I just need to put this candy, I need to put this candy, and then we get done with Christmas and everyone's like candy withdrawals for like 2 weeks, and it's like, oh my gosh. I never want to see chocolate again.
So that was presents.
Yes.
Part 2, setting the scene. And it starts with something that I like kind of roll my eyes at, but I think this is right up your alley. Step 1 for setting the scene, use an aroma pot. Waking up to the smells of the season.
Yeah, you gotta put the cinnamon and the cranberries and the orange slices in boiling.
Did you write this article?
No, but I have made one of these
create
before.
Create a Christmas aroma pot.
Yep.
Using orange, cinnamon, apple cider, and clove. Apple cider.
Do not recommend using apple cider. That belongs at Halloween.
Apple cider and cloves. Let everything simmer during the day, and the aromas waft throughout your entire home. I mean, okay, so I'm all about having the house smell good. However, if I walk in and everything smells like delicious aromas, but there's no food, I would be
but here's the thing. If you're going to do that, you're going to have a boiling pot, that's great. But why don't you just make homemade wassail? Like, that's like the same thing.
What?
Wassail, here we come up wassailing. You don't know this song? Okay, it's a British
wassail?
Christmas carol. Wassail. It's a beverage. It's a hot beverage that you drink at Christmas time. It's a spiced beverage.
And that's what that song is talking about? I've never heard this word before in my life. I thought it was just like an old-timey thing.
It is an old-timey thing, but it's a beverage.
I didn't know it was like a real thing.
If you're going to do that, like, you might as well make it an enjoyable beverage. Yeah, you can make it on the stovetop. It's a pot. It's like a warm, hot... It's like almost like mulled cider type of drink. It has like spices and clove and stuff, and it's really like comforting, warm. It's a good beverage drink in the wintertime when it's cold.
Wassail is a real drink.
I was thinking about making it for our church open house holiday party.
Well, now we have to. That sounds amazing.
I was thinking about that. I know what a simmering pot is, and people have made them. I made them.
Pots.
You buy like the whole star anise and like cinnamon sticks and stuff, but yeah, you can't actually consume it.
Okay, so that's the first part, aroma pot. The step 2, create a festive music playlist, which I love. But then it says some popular Christmas songs are, and then it starts with the worst Christmas song in existence.
Baby It's Cold Outside.
Oh, shoot. Second worst song, Santa Baby by Madonna.
Oh, it's not even the original
version. I know.
I don't like that song.
What on earth? Wikihow, come on.
Any song that has baby or Santa and combination of those two is just
stop trying to make Christmas sexy. It's not, and that's okay. Like we like our nice, simple holiday.
Yeah.
Anyway, step 3: decorate your home, office, and yourself.
Please tell me they're talking about ugly Christmas sweaters.
Oh yes. I hope so. Decorate homes with lights. All right, step 4, for setting the scene. Watch a Christmas movie. We're very good at that stuff.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there's so many classic Christmas movies. 5, get your Christmas tree and decorate it. We've talked about that a bazillion times. It's the best. Part 3, all right, eat your holidays away.
Ooh, I feel like this is bad advice.
Step 1, build a gingerbread house. I love it.
I love building a gingerbread house. It's a huge part of my Christmas season, and I always try to look up really like cute new ideas for things like making those stained glass windows or the little lake.
The
made
Jolly
from,
Rancher stained glass windows.
Yeah, where
Those
you
are
melt
fun.
the Jolly Rancher into like candy glass and.
Oh, it's so cool.
It's super cool.
Yeah, I get a little angry because it doesn't always turn out, and I do like it is just a source of candy sitting there on the.
Oh, and I don't like, I've never liked eating gingerbread houses. I like making them. I love eating fresh made gingerbread, which is why I enjoy making the gingerbread house itself. Like, that gingerbread is so good.
It's yummy.
Fresh homemade gingerbread, you can't beat it.
Well,
but
and the house smells amazing every time
it does.
you do
It
that.
smells really good. But the idea of actually eating the gingerbread house, like, ugh, no. It's stale.
Yeah, I like
it's
it.
crunchy. I don't like royal icing.
I
It just
do. doesn't.
And I don't usually, like, you guys always want to decorate the roof with, like,
Spice
gumdrops
drops.
and,
Yeah.
like, lifesavers. And those are like the literal worst candies.
Me and the
Like, none of the
toddlers love
candies
it.
that we put on, aside from maybe like M&Ms, but, like, none of those candies are good.
Yeah, and see, I
guess I really don't like a lot
you're
of
not
candy.
not much of a sweet tooth, you know. I
am a sweet tooth. I like gingerbread, but but here's the thing. I like the molasses flavor.
Ugh.
I love molasses.
No, that's the worst part of the whole thing. I don't like molasses.
Maybe
at
I'm
all.
actually an old person.
Are you just?
Although I don't know, like, old people like spice drops, right? So that probably
love
that
spice
kind of kicks
drops.
me out of that age bracket.
See, I love spice drops. All right, chapter 2, step 2: bake Christmas goodies ahead of time. Oh, that's it.
That's it.
Well, and then part 4: planning Christmas events, organize a family party, get away
Done.
for the holidays. Which
Get away. Well, you'll
That's
wait
the
a lot
opposite.
after you.
plan a gift exchange with coworkers. That's cute.
Don't most offices have like some sort of holiday party or gift exchange or something?
That's what I'm familiar with. It's pretty common. Oh, 4. Oh, Wikihow. Come on now. Step 4: planning Christmas events. It says find a place of worship, and then in parentheses, optional.
Oh, come on, Wikihow. That should have been at the top of your article and the end of your article.
I expect all of the internet to reflect my personal convictions and faith.
Yeah.
But
You didn't write
the
this
internet's
article,
always
did you?
right. All right, depending on your faith, Christmas may be a time to express your faith.
Depending on your faith, it may possibly.
This is fair though, okay, because it is saying like, it's like down in the answers to the questions and stuff. It's like there are atheists or agnostics who will still celebrate Christmas and they'll do the parties and they'll do the cookies and all that, but they're not actually interested.
it's cultural holiday celebration.
Yeah.
It's not religious holiday celebration.
This one is super cute, but not so much for Christmas. It says in step 5, the last piece of the whole thing: some people like to sing Christmas songs around a fire outdoors, set up an atmosphere for the courtyard, roast marshmallows, and share the sweetness together. I'll do some caroling.
I was gonna say caroling.
Go around, but I don't want to be outside. Like,
I don't know. We go to candle walk, but that's very different.
Yeah, but I'm not out there singing. You know, like I like candle walk. That is true.
I like singing. So.
Well, I love singing, but I don't want to. I'll sing inside where it's nice and warm. I'll have my hot chocolate and my s'mores inside, please. And thank you. I'm such a wimp. I don't want to be out in the snow unless I'm playing in the snow.
Yeah. It was hard to do that outdoor thing that time when we were at
Oh my gosh, remember that? Yeah.
singing outside in like negative 10 degree weather.
So that is a new segment, a new bit called The Internet Knows Everything. And today they taught us how to get ready for Christmas. And I feel ready.
I feel enlightened. I really do.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you appreciate this goofy podcast, go check us out on Spotify. Hit 5 stars. The more people rate us, it moves us up in the algorithm so more people can find this fun, goofy Christian content.
And don't forget to check us out on social media. There's all those fun Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff that JJ's got going on.
Thanks so much to Music Town for our use of our theme song. And are you ready to send us out with the mom joke of the week?
Yes.
Let's have it.
All right. So where can you go to learn all about ice cream?
Where do you learn? I don't know.
Sunday school. I got a groan chuckle.
It's terrible.
Oh, take care, everyone.
Bye.